All right. So we are back again this week. This week's draft topic is best sports moments since 2000. So we've decided it can be any sport. You just can't repeat that same sport. So you can't have two NBA moments or two NFL moments. You pick whatever sport you want. You just can't repeat those sports. So Hunter has won the last 2 weeks in our fast food draft, in our TV family draft. But it's all because he had the first pick overall in both of those. This week's order, though, is different. Our guest this week is JP, and he got the first pick. So JP will be first. I will be second, Tate third, Ricky fourth, and Hunter is fifth this week. So let's see if he can win not having the first pick. So we'll see. All right. So JP, you are on the clock. First pick.
Okay, I'm just going to jump into it because this is pretty obvious. I mean, it's probably number one going down. I'm going to paint the picture for you, okay? Right? It's Sunday Night Football.
Uh-oh.
It's 2014.
Yeah.
A man reaches up three fingers, snag, OBJ catch.
Yeah.
Greatest.
Good pick. I'll mark that off my list already.
Yeah.
Greatest.
Great pick. Great pick.
That
Greatest.
catch was absolutely insane, bro.
Insane. I watched it 4 times today.
Yeah. I still think it is
Insane.
even though we're focusing just on 2000, I still think it is the greatest catch ever in NFL history.
Yeah, definitely in that argument, no doubt.
It's got to be.
There's been a lot of one-handed catches that are amazing, but that one, I mean, just this week, the DeAndre Hopkins catch there was amazing. But OBJ, that was amazing. So good first pick, JP.
The thing that makes it is the personal foul, touchdown, 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Insane. Great pick.
I agree.
Effective.
Good pick.
I'm not a big OBJ fan, but he's burned me too many times in fantasy, but the catch was amazing. So I agree with you there. All right. So I'm up now. I'm going to go with a pretty recent example here. Last year, this moment I actually watched in my car. I watched it on the way back from a golf trip.
I know where you're going.
Yeah.
We all had our phone up on the dashboard. Tate was with me.
Yeah.
This guy, he has done it all in the sport of golf. But he's had quite a few tough years. But to come back and win the 2019 Masters, the greatest golfer of all time, in my opinion. Hold on.
Oh, he's got it. He's a gift.
I'll say, is Tiger coming?
I thought he was a guest.
Tiger Woods in the Sunday Red, winning the 2019 Masters. First pick for me.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good.
Hey, you were with me as we watched this.
Actually, that was going to be my first. I was hoping you wouldn't take it because I was going to take that, and not only because of how he won it. He only won it by 1 stroke.
Yeah.
It was tight throughout. He didn't have a lead, going into the final day or anything like that. So it wasn't like he won it in some, by a blowout or by several strokes. But also the fact that we were in the car watching it on the phone.
Oh, I was in that car too.
Yeah. Just the
you were. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like that was pretty cool too. So that was going to be my first pick as well. So great pick.
Yeah, and I mean Francisco Molinari, just broke down on, I think it was hole 16 there or 15, I can't remember.
15, yeah, 15.
And kind of blew. They were kind of going into, and he ended up getting third place, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So, but yeah, Tiger Woods, greatest of all time. I think the greatest athlete, one of the greatest athletes. I don't know if I can say the greatest, but gotta go Tiger here. My personal favorite sport, golf. So had to go that with. All right, Tate, you are now on the clock.
All right. So, since obviously that was going to be my first pick, like I just said, I'll go with my backup first round pick here, and it's going to be September 25th, 2014. Holds a special place in my heart as more of a sad moment, but it's also a very exciting moment. It's going to be September 25th, 2014, the Yankees versus the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter's final home game, hits the walk-off single
Good
in
pick.
Jeter fashion to opposite field, wins the game. You know, the excitement that he had, you know, to be able to do that in his last home game in front of all the fans that he always, you know, gave so much for on the field. It was a really special moment, and I watched it on TV, so I got to witness the whole thing. So it's just a really special moment that I won't ever forget. For one of the greatest, you know, players of all time, not only, you know, on the field as far as being a shortstop and the captain of the Yankees, but also as being, you know, a model citizen off the field as well, and, you know, things he does with his charities. So I feel like that was a no-brainer for me. So it's going to be Derek Jeter.
Yeah, I figured that would be your first pick.
Yeah.
I had it on my list. But I knew
that was
it.
my first pick too. I got chills right now when you were describing it. That moment was unbelievable.
Oh, it was unreal.
With that, and then when he hit number 3,000 or whatever, like those two moments,
Yeah.
they're right there, man. It's just unbelievable moments.
The commercial was so good too. The respect commercial.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was great.
Yes. Oh
I've
gosh,
got it
the respect
bookmarked on my
commercial.
laptop, so I can go back and watch it whenever I want.
Yeah.
The last two picks have been on my list.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Mine too.
last two picks are on my list. The Masters, Tiger won the Masters, and then the Jeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The captain.
All right. Very good. Good pick. All right, Ricky. I think I know where you're going here. I would be
I feel-
surprised if I'm wrong. but-
Yeah, you probably do. I'm going to get out of the way because it'll be done soon. So I'm going to go NBA here. Is
Yeah.
that what you're thinking?
Yep.
All right. We're going to take it back to June 19th, 2016.
Yep.
Let's go.
In my opinion, arguably the greatest NBA moment in history, one of the greatest. LeBron and the Cavs come back from being down 3-1 to arguably the greatest regular season team in NBA history. They won, was 73 games, breaking the Bulls record. You have Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond, all on the starting.
That was the All-Star team.
Yeah.
They're all Hall of Famers. Steph Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. Thompson and Durant, they're going to be up there as well. But for that team to come back from down 3-1, LeBron with the block against Iguodala there at the end,
The chase
I
down.
just think it's hard to beat. So
No
that
doubt.
is my
Good pick.
Yep, Kyrie definitely led his team there. Kyrie definitely led him.
yes.
Dude, that was all Tyronn Lue, bro. That was all Tyronn Lue.
That was. No, that was a great moment. That was that was awesome.
Yeah, that's one of those moments that will be in the highlights forever. The chase down block. I mean,
Oh, yeah. You
so
know
good.
exactly where you were when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know where you were.
Yep.
That was number one on my NBA list. If I didn't think it would make it to me because I knew Ricky would take it, but yeah, definitely a good pick here. Better than your Bill Cosby pick last week.
We'll just move past from that here. So
Yeah. All right, Hunter, you got two picks here. We got back to back.
Well, let me just say both of my picks that I was going to go a couple different ways, but I had 1A and 1B and all that stuff. So two of my top picks are still on the board.
Nice.
So it don't matter which way I pick them. We're going to go September the 1st, 2007 here. I remember this is one of the games. You remember where you were when this happened.
oh dude.
Y'all, I'm telling you, Division I AA powerhouse, Appalachian State.
Yeah.
Bounces into the big house,
Yeah.
bounces into Ann Arbor, and trounces number 5, Michigan. 1AA Appy State. And Boone, North Carolina representing 34-32. Unbelievable. The block field goal to end the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable. It was one of those moments where I'm a fan of neither team, but just seeing that happen on such a big stage just blew my mind and gave me cold chills. I was at work at FedEx that day watching that on that Saturday when that happened with a bunch of guys gathered around the TV and stuff. And it was just one of those college football moments you'll never forget.
Yeah. Ricky, what do you think about that? Where were you on this day?
I will say to all who's listening to this, Michigan goes on to win the Capital One Bowl the end of that year to beat a Tim Tebow-led Florida team.
You're exactly
And
right.
regain some of that.
You're right. They did.
They did end up finishing
They
the season off
carried
strong.
Boyd Carr off the field. I remember that.
Yeah.
But
For
no,
those
that-
who don't know who are watching, Ricky is a huge Michigan fan. So I
Yeah.
had this number one on my NCAA list as well.
Yeah.
just to throw it to Ricky more than anything.
No, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually number one on my list. I was gonna say it as well.
Yeah.
It is
Because
on
if
my
I
list
was,
as
I
well.
was kind of thinking Ricky would go that way his first pick.
Yeah, I'm marking a lot off my list, and I didn't think I'd have to mark off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on my
Very,
list.
very good pick. Yeah, that is especially living where we live, so close to Boone. I think
Exactly.
we're all a little bit of App State fans in us just because it's close. And so, yeah, what an amazing. Oh, by the way, Armonte Edwards, he went on to play for the Carolina Panthers. So I was a big fan of him there.
Yeah.
Now I believe he's in the CFL, if I'm not mistaken. He's still playing the CFL. So, all right, Hunter, you are next.
All right, with my second pick, I'm talking at the first time this ever happened in history. We'll go March 16th, 2018. Me and Stephen Tate are down in Tampa, Florida, watching our Yankees when the UMBC Golden Retrievers took down the number one UVA Cavaliers. First time in history a 16 ever took down a 1. And I just remember being glued to the TV in our crappy Econo Lodge hotel room.
It was awful.
And we were just glued, just watching history, watching it unfold.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I
and
was
not
really-
just beating him, they ended up beating UVA by like 20 points.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
It was
Well, that-
unbelievable.
There's
Wasn't even
brackets
close.
all over the world.
Yes.
Hey, you seem like you're with us at all these big sports moments. So
I
you're
see. I know.
you're the glue that keeps us all together.
I am.
That's right.
Appreciate that.
Now, the crazy thing about that, of course, that was number 2 on my list of NCAA moments. That they go on the next year and win it all is pretty remarkable too. That Virginia goes on and does.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, yeah.
So what a comeback for them to be able to do that. So
For sure.
great pick there. All right, Ricky, you were up next.
Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit different here. This wasn't actually, a game that happened, a special moment that happened in a game, but it was actually the beginning part of a game. If you go back to October 30th, 2001, right after 9/11 happened, the nation was going through a tough time. We've seen our nation more united at that time than we ever had. But I will always vividly remember this, seeing George Bush walk out Game 3 of the World Series, the Yankees, throwing out that first pitch, and it was a perfect strike. And just hearing the crowd roar after that, just like you said, feeling that unity and all that, that's honestly one of the top moments that I'll always remember. So,
What a leader! Not to get politics, but 9/11 when he was out there and says, "We hear you. The whole world hears you," standing at ground zero on the big horn there, and then to go on to do that, that was an amazing moment. Great pick right there, an emotional one for sure.
Fantastic. I wish I would have thought of that actually, but the only thing that would have made that sweeter is if the Yankees would have pulled it off, like just for New York, just for the city itself, for them to have won that would have been great. But yeah, that's great pick.
Yeah, very good pick. All right, Tate, you are up next.
All right, I'm gonna go a little bit different here too, because a couple of my NCAA picks have already gotten taken, but I feel like this one's a really big moment. And the reason why is because no one really cared about this sport very much. And I don't know that a lot of people care about it now. Obviously they probably don't, but this person in this moment during this time made you want to watch and made you care about this sport. And I'm going to go back to the 2008 Beijing Olympics. When Michael Phelps ate gold medals in the swimming categories. I just think, that, him being who he was, he was a guy that everybody liked, that everybody could latch onto, that you just pulled for. And then the fact that he was so great and just amazing for Team USA, that was just a moment where I personally don't care anything about swimming, but he made it fun to watch, and you wanted to watch him compete.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Michael Phelps in the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Yeah,
Great pick, Tate. Great pick.
Yeah, very good pick. Because I'm in the same boat. I really could care about swimming, but he definitely makes you care about it. So
And two, it was American pride. Seeing your flag fly like that, being glued to the TV they were behind and Phelps would pull ahead and him and Ryan Lochte or whatever would do their thing. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
And the way that he got that 8th medal too, because like he wouldn't have gotten it if not for that last meet.
Exactly.
They ended up winning it as a team, so it made him get the 8th. So it was a really special moment.
Yeah. No, I agree. Good pick.
Yeah, very good pick. All right, so I'm going to go with a sport we've not talked about yet. It's really between, for me, golf, football, and this sport is my favorite. I got to go with MMA moment from the UFC.
Okay.
My favorite fighter of all time. Ricky's been at many fights with me to watch it. It's this guy right here, Conor McGregor. I'm going to pull out Funko Pops for every one of my moments tonight. But, probably the best way to explain it is you had a champion who had steamrolled every single guy he had fought. He went 10 years undefeated. He was the king of the 145-pound division. They went all over the world to promote this fight, and it came down to 14 seconds. And maybe I'll just show it to you. Let me just show you the video real quick because it's that good. Let's see here.
Is it that time he threw that chair at the bus?
It is not that one. So let's just see here.
Here we go.
And of course, it's going to mess up the video here.
The notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relaxed and smiling. Oh!
Got him.
Unbelievable. Oh,
Such a good moment.
the first punch he threw.
Such a good moment. He slept him. Joe Rogan's great commentary on that one. So I got to go. Conor McGregor knocks out Jose Aldo at UFC 194 to win the featherweight title. That's my pick.
Good pick.
Nice.
All right, JP, you're up. You got 2 picks here.
Okay, so I love the UMBC. That was crazy. That was crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna go for 2 right here. Jumping in this to end this round. It pains me to say it because I'm a Tar Heels fan. Pains me to say this, okay? But national championship 2016, the shot before it, Marcus Page double clutches on a 3-pointer, buries it. Me as a fan, I'm thinking like, holy moly, we're going to overtime. And then this man, Chris Jenkins, just was like, no, you're not. Go and go to bed, JP. Buries it. Crazy moment. Crazy moment.
I'll watch that one today.
Buzzer beater, national championship. Insane. I mean, as a Tar Heel fan, honestly, I wasn't even mad. You're just frozen. I literally cut the game off and it's like, well, there's that.
Yeah.
So, because you have to respect it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Even though I will say we did go back. We went back the following year and beat Gonzaga, but
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that the Chris Jenkins buzzer beater 2016.
Good pick. Heck of a game. Heck of a game.
I think probably one of the best final games that I personally have seen. It's one of the best. It's probably up there. It's probably the best buzzer beater shot too. I mean, it was an amazing shot. So yeah, very, very good pick. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one.
All right, now I'm gonna start on the next one. All of you are going to remember where you were when you saw this. I remember exactly where I was sitting when I saw this. It was a Saturday evening in 2013 in Auburn, Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
The kick 6.
Yes.
Dude.
One of the most mind-blowing moments in sports history, period.
I mean, everybody's brain when when he hit the sideline, and then you realize there was like, you know, like basically he probably had like 30 yards left, but you're like, this is over.
Yeah.
Knocks off number 1 Alabama, Iron Bowl, kick 6.
Good pick, man. Good pick.
Why in the world would Saban go for a field goal there, knowing that the guy wasn't going to make it? You know, was not going to get, did not have the leg for it. And,
Yeah,
I remember hearing the commentary, them talking like, is he making a mistake here? Is he making a mistake here? And of course they did. So
Yeah.
very, very good pick. That's, in my opinion, man, it's really between the App State, Michigan, or this is the best college football moment. There's better games, but as far as moments, those two have to be two of the top. So
Yeah.
very, very good pick. Tate, what do you remember that one?
The kick 6.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I didn't. When I was doing my research today, it popped up, and I had to go back and rewatch it again. And I was like, oh, I forgot all about this.
Yeah.
No, like, that wouldn't have even been on my list had I not have just seen it today while I was looking up stuff.
Yeah. All right, I'm up next. I'm going to go NBA here, and it's really between two moments, and man, I can't decide which one I want to go with. They're so different too, but I think I'm going to go with this one. It's happened in 2006. Ricky knows where I'm going.
Oh yeah.
I mean, of course, he passed away earlier this year. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest of all time. Wilt Chamberlain still holds a record 100 points in a game, but Kobe puts up 81. And this is in the NBA where there are superstars all over the court. And to put up 81 points, unreal, against the Raptors, 2006. You know, I thought about going with his last game when he scored 60.
Yeah.
Final game. It was really between those two, but I got to go with Kobe when he scores 81 points. And like I said, one of the greatest of all time. Mamba mentality. He's amazing. So Kobe Bryant, 81
Good
points.
pick. Good
Great
pick.
pick.
Solid.
That was on my NBA list.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
All right, Tate, you are up next.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next one on my NBA list, and I'm gonna take it back a little further, back to 2001. Personally, one of my favorite players of all time, but not just what the moment and what the player did, but the game overall. His team was a huge underdog in the 2001 NBA Finals, and this happened in Game 1. It was the 76ers versus the Lakers. Allen Iverson, stepping over Tyronn Lue.
Step over.
The 48 points against the Lakers. And everybody thought, like, oh, the 76ers are just going to get steamrolled. They're not going to win a game. And here comes Allen Iverson just doing his thing. The step over, like, you know, people could say it's disrespectful, it's whatever. And it probably is, you know. But I love Allen Iverson. I love that moment. I think it's just a great moment. And, you know, at the time, Tyronn Lue was one of the best defenders, you know, or one of the better defenders in the league during that time. And just the fact that they went on to also win that game, you know, obviously if he stepped over him and they go to lose, like I probably won't be picking this moment. But since they did end up winning the game against the Lakers, I'm going to take the step over in Game 1 of the 2001 NBA Finals.
Good pick.
Yeah,
Solid.
very good pick. Yeah, AI is probably. I mean, he's one of my favorites to watch, and he was so good.
Yeah, he's probably my second favorite player of all time.
After Westbrook, I'm assuming.
No. Jordan's my number one.
Yeah.
But
Westbrook's your favorite current player, right?
yeah, Westbrook's my favorite current. Yeah.
Been talking him going to Charlotte.
I know. I've seen a lot of news where they say that Jordan connection with Charlotte would be nice, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't care to see him go there. Honestly, I think it'd be a good fit for him. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right, Ricky, you were up next. You have picked an NBA and a baseball one.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go NFL here. This probably doesn't rank, you know, top 5, maybe even top 10, but it's one of those. I guess you kind of say a comeback story, just a where you were at the time, as well. And honestly, I'd forgotten about this up until a couple days ago. But taking it back to January 8th, 2012, We have a Tim Tebow-led Broncos team going
I
up
had it on
against
my list, bro. I had it on my
AP
list.
Steelers.
AP
here.
hates this one.
Nobody thought it was possible. First play of the game in overtime. Very first play, 80-yard pass to Demaryius Thomas for the win.
Yeah.
And
Time
Tim
stood
Tebow,
still. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
AP, what do you think about that one?
awesome play.
That what made me mad about that is that Tebow threw ducks the entire game.
But you know that one pass is all that mattered there at the
The
end.
entire game. And then you wait till overtime,
Yeah.
put it on the money, stiffs arms Ike Taylor, and then hits the sideline. I was so mad. I remember I was in college. I was in my dorm, sitting there watching that, and I remember my buddies just looking at me like,
Yeah.
and I was just, I was like, let's go, I'm done.
Then they played the Patriots the next week.
Yeah.
Get beat, and then Tebow's basically out of a job.
Yeah.
Felt terrible for him.
He threw ducks the entire game.
Yeah.
Every ball was going this way.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is he beating us like this?
He had God on his side. That's how.
Yeah. That's
Right.
true. That's true.
That's right.
Hey, when that matters, I mean, nothing else matters.
That's right.
Exactly.
All right, Hunter, you have 2 picks here. So you picked
All right.
college basketball and college football.
Good deal.
For you.
All right. Well, one of mine with this player has already been picked, and the other has been talked about. Kobe Bryant is arguably top 3 player all time. Obviously, you took the 81-point game. I'm taking the 60 points in his final outing, April 13th, 2016. You knew it was Kobe's last game. Given the history of Kobe Bryant and everything he's been through and the career he's had, it was definitely one of those games where you're glued to the TV. You're watching. This is the last time you're ever going to get to watch Kobe Bryant step onto the court, and he could not. That last stretch, those last couple minutes or whatever, he could not miss. He willed his team. Just absolutely unbelievable outing. He ended up shooting 50 shots that night. They were just getting to it. And the thing was, like, the opposing team, was it the Suns? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Who it was.
May have been the Sun. Yeah.
I'm thinking it was the Suns, but regardless, they knew he was going to get the ball. They knew he was, and just watching him that last game, knowing that was his last game, putting up 60 points in his final outing. It's almost like a Derek Jeter walk-off scenario, something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the finals, it wasn't for the World Series, anything like that. But just that moment, that player, his iconic history, Kobe Bryant going for 60 in his final game.
Yeah, I agree. Good moment. I still think his 81 points is better, but
Yeah.
they kind of knew it was his last game. I think they gave him a few shots too, but I agree.
Well, honestly, I had both. I had both down on my list.
Yeah. Oh, they were definitely both on my list too. So.
Yeah.
Mamba out. He literally says Mamba out and then walks off.
Being able,
iconic
but that's the
fashion.
thing. How many players have known that this is their last game, known that this is their last outing, and missed those shots and had an off night and things like that? And when Kobe had to hit the shots, Kobe still, they were draped on him. There was times, even though they would get a hand on his face, you still, hit an NBA 3 and off and off and off. And just being able to hit those shots in that moment, knowing it's your last game.
Hey, Vince Carter did too. All right, just saying.
He was there for 40 years, wasn't he?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He might.
Hey, the only player in NBA history to play in 4 different decades.
That's right.
Yeah,
For real.
That's crazy.
Wild. That's wild.
4 decades.
All right, Hunter, you got your next pick here.
This is another one when you just remember where you were. At least I do. We'll go back to February 5th, 2017. Super Bowl 51, bro. Tom Brady. I'm not even a Tom Brady fan, but being down 28-3 halfway through the third quarter, scoring 25 unanswered points to beat the Atlanta Falcons to come back. Nobody thought the Patriots were coming back. The Falcons had an unbelievable year, and everybody thought this is the end of the Patriots. This is the end of the Patriots, by God, they came back and won the Super Bowl. Absolutely unbelievable. And mainly did it all there in the fourth quarter. 25 unanswered points.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, one of the top 2 greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Man,
He's very
You got to
impactful.
give it up to him.
The greatest quarterback.
Yeah.
you got to give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. Like,
That
Give
was-
credit where it's due.
and everybody thought the Patriots, like, that was it for them, but it's not it for the Patriots until Brady leaves, and then it's
Exactly.
it for the Patriots.
Exactly.
That was gonna be my
Julian
next
Edelman
pick.
catch.
I had that one top of my NFL moments. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as I hate the Falcons, I love to see that. Carolina, of course, me being a Panthers fan, we were in the Super Bowl the year before. And I thought, to lose and then the Falcons, our rival, to come in and win it the next year, I was so mad. So to see them lose like they did, and then see them lose like they have this year, even better. So even though they did beat us. But yeah, good pick. That was on my list, top NFL moment. I think it's so good. And there's a lot of good Super Bowl moments, but like I said, that one for me was very good. And then, like I said, just to come back like that, I mean, just prove how good Brady really is. So,
Yeah. Agree.
all right, Ricky, you were up next.
All right. So I have done NBA, baseball, and football, NFL. Okay. I'm going to go college football here. Taking this back not too long ago, December 1st, 2018. This is the SEC championship, Alabama versus Georgia. You have Jalen Hurts, who had lost his job to Tua the previous year, gets a chance to be the comeback kid, gets another shot at it. Tua goes down with an injury. Bama is trailing 28-21 against Georgia. Hurts comes in. He completes 7 of his last 9 passes for 82 yards and a touchdown. Ends up leading the Tide to a 35-28 victory in the SEC championship and gets that one last moment. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Good pick. Good pick.
Great moment for
Yeah.
Jalen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely one of those you remember where you were when it happened moments.
Great game. I mean, that one's amazing.
The
And
bigger moment in that game, though, could have been the Tua injury had it been the career-ending injury. Thankfully it wasn't.
Yeah.
But
true.
Yeah.
because they were
Definitely.
talking like, oh, this is a Bo Jackson injury, like he's done, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's,
I think Jalen Hurts is probably one of the classiest players that I've seen. The way that he handled all of that before with Tua came in, and then the way that he's handled even in the NFL, like I've seen so many things that he's done charity-wise and for kids. I mean, just he's a class act. So to see him, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I still think he'll get a shot one day in the NFL. Like, I'm rooting for him,
Yeah.
I think he'll
yeah.
eventually.
Especially if
definitely
Wentz keeps playing like he's playing, he'll get a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like, don't be surprised if his shot comes before this year's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it might.
All right, Tate, you were up next.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with NFL, and I'm going to have to scramble for my 5th pick because literally everything else I had on my list has been gone. You see me over here like Googling on my phone. That's what I'm doing. Like literally everything I had was picked. Like it was funny because I was talking to Alex before, and I was like, I think mine are going to be fine. Maybe 1 or 2. It's like, no, all of them. So mine is going to be back to 2002. My favorite NFL player of all time. 2002 playoffs, Falcons, Vikings, Mike Vick with the game-winning rushing touchdown in overtime. I mean, it truly was a video game play. I mean, if you go back and watch it, the dude is going all over the place, scrambling. He makes 2 defenders run into themselves
Yes.
on the play. I mean, it's unreal what he was able to do throughout his entire career rushing the ball. But in that game specifically, where he also set the record for most rushing yards in a game by a quarterback in that same game with 173. So just that moment was, it's not one that I remember well because obviously it's 2002, but I do remember it, and I loved Vic. I loved Vic back when, obviously, with Tech, given the
shirt there, yeah.
So, huge Vic fan, loved that moment, and he went on to have a lot of those, but that one was pretty awesome. And again, just the fact that if you go back and watch it, I mean, it looks like you're playing Madden and using Vic. It looks like you're going Madden 2004 using the Falcons, and that's what his run looked like. It was incredible. So
Who were they playing again? Who did you say? I can't
the
remember.
Vikings.
Vikings, yeah.
Vikings.
Yeah.
Vikings.
All right, yeah, good pick there. I figured you'd get a Vic play in here somewhere.
Oh yeah, had to. It was either Vic or Tomlinson, so I went with Vic.
All right, so I'm gonna go. So I've taken golf, MMA, and NBA. So I still have NFL, still have baseball. Man, there's one really good baseball moment. I'm not a huge baseball fan, I'll just be honest, but man, there's really two moments. I can't decide between the two of them here. I think I'm gonna have to go with a moment that Ricky kind of hit on it a little bit earlier. A similar situation, but this one was on May the 1st, 2011. And it was the Phillies were playing the Mets. And as they're playing, not a great game, pretty kind of slow game. But during the game, people start getting text messages. And then all of a sudden, you start hearing the crowd chanting, USA, USA. And what had happened is Osama bin Laden had been killed. And everyone is just, hey, look at this. Check out this news. I just got this alert. It's going all around the stadium, and everybody's just chanting. One of those moments that everyone was unified.
Yeah.
Just I've watched the video. I can't tell you how many times. There's a great short documentary on it. They talk with the commentators because they didn't really know what was going on, and they were unsure if they should go live with the news because it was still unconfirmed. There was Barack Obama was going to be giving a press conference, and they were unsure of what it was going to be. I think his press conference was like at 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
Just an amazing moment. It's one of those moments that I go back and watch probably like once a year. Every May when this comes up, I go back and watch it. And it's just one of those moments that will give you goosebumps to hear the USA chants. So I had to go then. I'll tell you what the other pick was as an honorable mention, unless it gets picked here, but it was really between these two moments. But I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Good pick.
Solid.
I actually remember who was pitching that game for both. No, I don't.
It was a terrible game, apparently, from what I've seen. Because I was watching the game at that moment. I went back and watched it. So, all right, JP, you have your final two picks here. You've got an NFL pick. You've got NCAA basketball and NCAA football. Final two picks here.
Okay. I'm going to go NBA here. Every single one of my NBA picks have been taken. But that's okay. That's okay because I had some more. Okay? I had some more. So multiple ones here, but if I had to pick one,
it's Brian Scalabrine, isn't it?
No,
Dang it.
absolutely not. I'm going to go back not too long ago. I think 2018 is where I'm going to go with it. No, I think it's 2019. I can't remember. 1, 2. I've slept. Anyway, but Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7, Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, yeah.
Corner, puts it up, buzzer, dink, in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy
That's
shot.
an amazing shot.
The way that it went into, I think,
Yeah.
helped that moment. Like
The
way
thing
that-
about that is when you watch that game, like even if you go back on the YouTubes, because I even YouTubed it just to literally you can hear a pin drop
Oh yeah, yeah,
and then it drops and then it erupts.
yeah.
Crazy.
And there's been that one picture that's come out of like an overhead view of the ball, like before it made it in, but you see everybody's face is just like slow motion watching what's about to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you see Kawhi Leonard's like squatting down, looking at it. You see like his teammates are like what's about to, like,
Yeah.
oh man. So that's
good.
In my
Okay.
opinion, those are the best sports moments is when you can hear nothing because everybody's just they don't know what to say, and
Yeah.
then it goes in and it erupts. There's another moment I'm thinking of that I'll mention in honorable mentions here in a minute, but that's just like that. That's just an amazing moment. gives you goosebumps when you watch it. So yeah, good pick there. All right, final pick.
All right. And if we're doing honorable mentions, I got plenty of those because my NFL list was long. But so, I thought about I was thinking about going the Olympics route. You brought up Phelps. Hey, solid. I had that on there too. There's some other things on there too, but I think I'm gonna go baseball here. And I'm really not a baseball fan. I tell my friends I watch baseball once, and that's in October. I mean, literally, that's when I watch it, just because I'm a fan of sports. That's the only thing I watch. So that being said, for me to recognize this is it just tells you how basically important this game was. Okay, October 22nd, 2016.
Oh yeah.
The Billy Goat curse was broken.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not a fan of baseball, but I knew everything about the Billy Goat curse.
Yeah.
And then I knew it was broken.
Yeah.
So
It was on my list. It was on my list.
got to go with that.
I purposefully did not put it on my list because I just don't want to remember it. But that's a great pick. Yeah, I'll never, even though the Yankees lost, I'll never forget that. Like being down, being up 3-0 and them coming back to win it, just heartbreaking, but great sports moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good final pick there, JP. I agree. I think Hunter, you're the only one who has an MLB moment left, so I won't mention this other pick, even though I don't think that you would pick this one because it's also against your Yankees. But in 2004,
I was on the list.
The Boston Red Sox down 3-0 comes back and wins.
Oh yeah.
American League Championship, then goes on and beats the Cardinals in the World Series. But I don't think you'll pick that because you're a Yankees fan, but maybe so. Maybe gave you a pick there. All right, for my last pick, I surprisingly have not picked an NFL moment yet. Everyone else has picked one, so I'll go ahead and say what I was going to pick here with NFL, but I'm not going to go NFL. I had considered picking the Malcolm Butler interception against the Seahawks. I mean, it's up there. It was really that one or the Falcons blowing the 28-3 lead. But I feel like there's another moment here that I can't say it's a great sports moment. It's a sad moment, but it's one of those moments that I've seen a lot of documentaries about it. I've watched this moment multiple times and when it happened because it person unfortunately passed away doing the sport that he loved, but it goes back to 2001. Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt, the greatest NASCAR driver of all time.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge NASCAR fan, but living, of course, near Bristol, you gotta follow it a little bit. But last lap, his son, Dale Jr.'s in front of him. He wants him to win, makes a little turn. And I don't know if he did it for that reason, but Dale Jr. ends up getting second place. But he hits the wall, terrible wreck, ends up passing away. Daryl Waltrip, let's see. Yeah, Daryl Waltrip was the older one. Yeah. He's doing the commentary, and his younger brother wins his first Daytona 500. He should be extremely excited, and he was. I mean, he sees his little brother cross the finish line, but all that he can say is Dale all right. And every time I hear that, the tears start coming up. I mean, it's a tough moment to watch, but it has changed NASCAR completely. I mean, he was the intimidator. He was the greatest of all time, in my opinion. And growing up, I used to watch it a lot more than I watch it now. And, man, number 3, I mean, he was the best. And when they go to Daytona and they all hold their fingers out with a 3 up, man, it's a goosebump moment. But I got to go Dale Earnhardt, Daytona 500, 2001.
Good pick. Definitely remember where I was when that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Super sad moment, but it's one of those moments that is just it's memorable. Sometimes for the wrong reason, but
good pick.
All right, Tate, your last pick here. You have picked baseball, the Olympics, NBA, and NFL.
All right, so all my first choices for college football have been taken. So I'll go down to the bottom of the barrel here, but I still think this was a great moment. and it was special in a lot of ways. It was back when I was in high school, playing high school football, and we all like to get together and watch football on Saturdays and things like that. So, it was memorable in a personal sense, but also I think a lot of people remember it as well. But the 2006 BCS championship, Texas versus USC, two powerhouse teams. Both of those teams were just so fun and electric to watch. I know earlier we talked about Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was basically an unstoppable force, a human highlight reel. And for Vince Young to get that rushing TD with, I think it was like 19 seconds left to seal it. Just an incredible game overall, hard fought game. Yeah. And, one of the more fun games that I can remember watching. And again, a lot of it has to do with like atmosphere and, memories and reminiscing and things of that nature. But, overall, just a great game with two great teams.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Vince Young, Matt Leinart.
Yeah.
They were on the top of their games. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I remember as a high school kid, I had like all these little Reggie Bush clippings up in my room and all these magazine cutouts, Sports Illustrated cutouts of Reggie Bush everywhere. So I was a huge Reggie Bush fan. So watching that moment definitely takes me back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Good pick.
Great pick.
All right, Ricky, your last pick here. You have picked NBA, baseball, NFL, and NCAA football.
With my last pick here, I'm kind of going back and forth, but I'm going to go with college basketball. We're going to take it back to 2015.
Okay.
This team had made an incredible run. A lot of people by this point in time were thinking that they were going to be the first undefeated team from start to finish since 1975-76 Indiana Bob Knight team. Talking about the Kentucky Wildcats. Yeah. Taking on Wisconsin in the Final Four. Wisconsin beats Kentucky, who has people like Karl Anthony Towns and Devin Booker on the team. Yeah. They get beat. I think they got beat by 7 was the final score. But they were 38-0 in the Final Four. Wisconsin ends up beating them. So I thought that was a pretty cool moment.
Good pick.
Great pick.
Ricky, I am surprised as my fellow UFC fan. No other UFC picks.
I was considering some. So,
all right, Hunter, you got your last pick here. You picked NCAA football and basketball, NBA, NFL.
Last 2 picks. Well, let me go ahead and say that I was debating picking the one that you talked about, Alex, just because. It was a huge moment in sports. Obviously, I was watching when it happened. I was watching when they knocked out my Yankees. But a lot of people that may know me may be like, well, Hunter's won the last 2. Let's try to pick the ones Hunter didn't pick. Oh, Hunter didn't pick the Red Sox. We'll vote for this one. And Hunter still got the votes. So that was kind of my strategy behind that. But I will go away from that. When we think of something that hasn't happened in more than 30 years, it's a big deal. So it's a big sports moment when something like that happens. It's been 30 years since something happened. I'm going way off the board here. I didn't think anybody was going to pick this. They didn't. I had it written down. June 6, 2015. I was watching it. I was glued to it. And this is a sport that I'm not into at all. But American Pharaoh wins the Triple Crown June 6, 2015. Like I said, I have no interest in horse racing whatsoever. But something like this happens it's been 30 years since we've had a Triple Crown champion. I was glued to the TV as this happened and as he circled at Belmont Stakes. So that was a huge, huge moment for me. I remember watching and being glued to.
I was going to pick that or the Wisconsin pick as my last pick.
That was huge, man.
Was that a pick or a Hunter pick? Because I'm thinking, was that a peach milkshake or a Viking mother pick?
We'll see.
I tried to steer away from those kind of picks this time. So I'm trying to cater more to the voters versus myself. But
no, that was a good pick. I'm just picking on you, but
we'll see what happens. What happens.
No, that's a good one. All right, so we got our draft done. Let me just quickly go over where we finished. So JP, he's got the Odell Beckham catch, Villanova beating UNC, the kick 6, Kawhi Leonard winning the NBA Finals, and then Cubs finally ending the the curse. I picked Tiger Woods. Apparently, I'm the only person who picked a golf moment or an MMA moment, but Tiger Woods winning the Masters last year. McGregor KOing Aldo. Kobe's 81 points. The Osama bin Laden game with the Mets and the Phillies. And then, unfortunately, the passing of Dale Earnhardt in 2001. Tate picked Derek Jeter's final game. Great pick. Michael Phelps at the Olympics. The Allen Iverson step over. Amazing pick. Mike Vick beating the Vikings. And then the Rose Bowl in 2006. So good picks there. Ricky, no doubt, was going this route. LeBron James down 3-1, NBA Finals, beating the Warriors. Then he picked the George Bush. I did not think of that one. That was a great pick. George Bush throwing out the first pitch after 9/11. The Tim Tebow playoff win against the Steelers. The Jalen Hurts Alabama-Georgia game. And then Kentucky getting beat by Wisconsin when they were stacked that year. So good picks there. Hunter went with the biggest upset, really the two biggest upsets of all time, in my opinion. App State beating Michigan, and then UMBC beating Virginia, the 16-1. Kobe's final game. Atlanta, man, I love this pick. Atlanta getting beat by the Patriots when they're up 28-3. And then American Pharoah wins the Triple Crown. So, all right, good draft here. So let's talk about some honorable mentions. So for me, I mentioned earlier, I was deciding between on the NBA when I picked Kobe's 81 points. I was thinking about going in a different direction for a moment that is crazy. We probably watched this on YouTube probably more than any other NBA moment. And it was the Malice at the Palace with Pistons and Pacers. I mean, what a –
How did I not think about that?
Dude, I was talking about that today.
Yeah.
I was literally talking about that today.
Yeah. I mean, what a crazy
Hunter, where were we at that
Hey,
night?
we were in Princeton, West Virginia, baby, at a basketball tournament.
Exactly.
I was actually in Detroit, not at the game, but actually in Detroit that week. And saw that there. It was crazy.
Oh, pot steam.
I mentioned this in our group text this week, but the rise of Linsanity back in the 2012 season, I think it was. Ray Allen hitting the three to win when all the Heat fans left.
Oh, man.
I mean, that was a great moment. So those are some NBA moments. NFL moments, I mentioned it earlier, but the Malcolm Butler interception of Russell Wilson, I like that one. The Minneapolis Miracle, when the Saints missed the tackle against Stephon Diggs. The Philly Special, which is the most recent Super Bowl, or 2 years ago. The Titans losing the Super Bowl by 1 yard back in 2001. And then for me personally, being a Panthers fan, Steve Smith catching a 69-yard pass in the playoffs in 2003 to send they ended up going on to the Super Bowl that year, beating the greatest show on turf. The play was called X-Clown. It's the greatest play in Panthers history. And then, I mean, a moment for me too, I was at this game, but the Panthers playing the Patriots. Monday Night Football was a blackout game. Everybody wore black to the game. Panthers wearing black. It was a game that Aqib Talib and Steve Smith got into it, and he told him to ice up, son, after the game. And then we win the game on a last-second interception. It was amazing. The greatest sporting moment that I've ever been to personally. It was rocking that night. It was so awesome. But what about you guys? Any other NBA or NFL moments we missed?
Well, Kyrie, the helmet catch.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
It
And
was
then
on
also
my list, but I hate the Giants, so I couldn't go with it.
Yeah, JP, the Steelers Super Bowl win versus Arizona. The pass from Big Ben to Santonio Hall. I mean, that catch was incredible. The throw was even better.
Yeah,
but that was those two on my list.
One for me, I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in 2003, NBA All-Star game, Michael Jordan's last All-Star game, 39 years old. 5 seconds left in overtime, hits the shot there. Him and Kobe dueled the whole game.
Yeah.
Pretty good moment, too.
Yeah, that was a great moment on The Last Dance. When they did the documentary, them talking about that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I remember Music City Miracle. The Tennessee Titans came back and beat the Buffalo Bills that time.
Yeah.
Yep. I actually watched that today.
That was awesome.
Those are some good
I had a few as well, too. I mean, NBA, I went with the Damian Lillard three-pointer against the Thunder.
Game calls game.
Calls game. Clay Thompson drops 37 points in a quarter.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
For the what else did I have? I had the Loyola Chicago
Oh yeah, yeah,
Final Four run. Sister Jean, that was awesome.
yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
NFL, the only one I had left that y'all haven't mentioned was the Beast Mode run.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought somebody was going to pick that earlier when they were talking. It may have been yours, JP. I thought you might be going that in your first pick.
Oh man, that was crazy. The Beast Mode run was crazy. And then of course, like you said, Tate brought up my Steelers. The Santonio Holmes catch was crazy. College football, I had going back, for the Vols, I had to throw one in there. The Juwan Jennings catch.
Yeah, yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised no Tennessee picks, especially with two big Tennessee fans. No.
Well, that shows us where we are.
Exactly.
Hey,
If we went 98
You said
forward.
greatest. You said greatest sports moment
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
since
Hey,
2000. There ain't one.
One big shout out to my guys, the Michigan squad, Sweet 16 moment. Trey Burke shot over Kansas.
Yep.
Kansas number one back in 2013, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Big shot. He hit it from almost half court.
The Tyler Hansborough year at UNC.
Yeah.
Back OT.
That one. But yeah, I mean, so many good moments. No one else picked a golf moment. I think, Tiger, I mean, has all the good golf moments, I think. But 2005 Masters, I mentioned this earlier. I think you were talking about when the crowd went silent. This is the same thing. It went silent. He hits that chip off on, I think it was like hole 16. And then it stops right on the edge, shows the Nike logo. The crowd is completely silent, and then it rolls in. The crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
It was between that and the Masters win in 2019 for golf. But Bubba Watson's great shot at the Masters.
I almost went that instead of Phelps.
I had both of those.
To go in the Bubba Watson shot.
Yeah.
I had both of those on my list.
Hunter, what you got? Raising your hand like you're in school.
I couldn't believe that nobody picked, and we knew how the outcome was going to go, but we were kind of hopeful. I was surprised that Alex kind of didn't pick this one, but nobody picked Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight. I thought
that was on my list.
That was one of those moments I thought where it was like, this is must-see TV.
I think all four of you were at my house, if I'm not
Yeah. We have to get there and watch it. And I mean, it was a huge must-see moment and stuff like that in sports history.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a huge one. I couldn't pick it just because McGregor lost.
Yeah.
I'm a McGregor guy. I also had McGregor. It was really a toss-up between him beating Jose Aldo and him beating Eddie Alvarez to win the lightweight championship, the first fight in New York City of all time, or for the UFC at least. And he ends up being the champ, which is my fantasy football name. Speaking of which, I also had another pick I was going to pick in here, and that was when I won the fantasy football championship to become the two-time champ, but I didn't go that route.
Oh, man.
Hey, I do have to say, real quick, going back to boxing, I feel very sorry for Roy Jones Jr. after seeing those pictures of Mike Tyson.
Dude, that is going to be an event, brother.
The dude is
I
jacked.
cannot wait for this fight.
No.
Listen, Roy Jones does not want that.
No.
He don't want that.
Hey, what day is that fight on?
I think it's Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's soon. I think
Like 2
I
weeks.
know it was November something.
This Saturday?
Yeah.
No, I think it's next.
Next Saturday, I think.
Yeah, next week. Yeah, week after Thanksgiving.
Man.
No one picked Ronda Rousey getting KO'd by Holly Holm either. That was a big moment. I remember where I was at for that one. Or even the rise of Ronda Rousey. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
she was must-see fight.
Yeah.
And she was
She
being
was.
in under a minute with an armbar. I mean, amazing.
Hey, where's your Ric Flair moments at, Alex?
Well, funny you mentioned that. I did consider going with the Ric Flair retirement at WrestleMania 24 when Shawn Michaels said, "I love you. I'm sorry," and then kicked him right in the face. Retires him, but since that's a fake sport, I didn't feel like I could go that route. But I got to give the Nature Boy his due with a.
There you go.
I had two more honorable mentions. One, I mean, the 2007. I know y'all remember this. The 2007 Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, that was on my list.
Statue of Liberty play. Boise
Yes.
State against Oklahoma.
Boise State.
That was great.
That's
Crazy.
when Boise State crashed onto the map.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then And then you two being Yankees fans, I figured y'all would have said this one too. The 0-1 when Jeter throws out Giambi, the flip.
Yeah.
Oh, the flip, yeah.
Oh,
That was
dude,
on my
that flip,
list.
man.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was on. If I didn't go with the final game, I was going to go with the flip. But
Yeah.
and full disclosure, when you made your baseball pick, for some reason I thought you were talking about the Yankees in 04. So I was like describing like that moment. I don't know why my mind went to that. But speaking of the curse and the Billy Goat, now that I'm on the same page as you, JP, another honorable mention was Steve Bartman.
Yes!
The, foul ball. That whole dilemma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I didn't think about
I
that.
can't believe that didn't get discussed.
Yeah, I had that one on here.
Kurt Schilling bloody sock in 2004. Another
Yeah.
one too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was another good one.
All right, a lot of good. Any other final honorable mentions?
No, that was fun tonight.
You
Yeah,
can
that was
tell
good.
we are all sports fans. This is definitely our longest draft that we've had. So we get excited talking about sports, but so can't blame it for going a little bit longer. Next week is the Thanksgiving meal draft. We are going to go live next week and do the Zoom live on Facebook. We're going to pick our best Thanksgiving meal, so looking forward to that one. But nothing else. Appreciate it, guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for coming on, JP.
Hey,
Yeah, thanks,
appreciate
JP.
it.
Hey, good to
Thanks,
see you.
guys.